Hey folks, glad you're here today. My name's Mark. I'm just some old Kentucky homesteader, and I was doing some YouTube videos about 6 months ago. I was doing about 5 a week. I was enjoying the heck out of doing that, and then I got busy. Sold a house, bought a camper, had to fix a camper. That was an adventure all on its own. Moved, and now I'm living down here on my new homestead. And I want to show you where I'm at, what I'm going to be doing. Hoping I'm going to raise a little interest in this, what I'm doing. Right now I'm standing in my house. This is my new house. Don't you love it? This is my garage I'm standing in. Let's walk over here. This will be great fun. Look, I'm in the kitchen. I love the kitchen. I got a huge kitchen. It's a lovely, lovely kitchen. Over there's a bathroom. There's a sink looking out into the woods. Over there's a bunch of pantries. It's a beautiful kitchen. Over here, well, look, I walked out of the kitchen, living room. Over here's a guest bedroom. And down here's the master bedroom and the master bath. And over there's a little laundry room. It's great. I live in a wonderful house. Problem is, there ain't no house here. So if you want to know what I'm going to be doing and what this is about right now, it's about getting a house. Number one thing, got to build a house. I've got a nice little concrete pad. That's how far we've gotten in the last 6 months. I'm apologizing to people that watched my video 6 months ago, because I was going gangbusters, making about 5 videos a week, and then it all went wrong. It just, oh man, life got hard for a minute. So I'm going to try and start making videos again. Let's start with the house, because this is the thing I think is going to be the most interesting. Right now, well, let's back up just a little hair. Right now, I'm going to put a roof over my camper. I'm doing it somewhat posting beam. Sometimes I got tired of the posting beam because it's taking too long. I got to get that roof on that trailer before it snows. I've kind of failed at that. But that's the current project. That's what I want to be working on as soon as I can. Right now, my biggest problem is rain. If it don't quit raining, okay, I can honestly say it did not rain yesterday. Well, no, it rained all day yesterday. It did not rain last night, and it did not rain today. Here, let me show you how it didn't rain. It's kind of pretty. I have to admit that. It is kind of beautiful. So anyway, that's it not raining on my place. Here, where I'm at, I have a lovely flat concrete pad. It's actually kind of beautiful. I don't want to admit what I paid for this lovely concrete pad. By the time you figure out the hole that I've got in the ground, the concrete pad. Here, let me show you the hole. This is my hole. That's a 6-foot wall. This was professionally laid. Block. I don't want to admit what I paid for that either. It's really professional. I'm gonna be nice. I like the guy that laid it, but oh man, I don't think there's a square block anywhere. And then I laid another layer of block across top of it because it was still too short in order to hold all my dirt back. So, my house. So, this is where I'm gonna build my house. As I build my house, my plan is I'm going to build post and beam. And when I say post and beam, currently my sawmill is about, well, if you go in a straight line that way, it's about 3.5 miles. If you drive, it's about 8, maybe a little more. But my sawmill's over there. I got a bunch of trees over there I've got to cut down, haul up, all that. What's holding me up on that? Right now, it is so muddy because we have had so much rain that I can't even get there with my tractor. If I want to go to where my sawmill's at, I have to walk through a graveyard, past the church, through a graveyard, cross a couple fields. I can get there. Okay, now we're going to stop and watch the car go by. At least you know where the road's at. Coffee. Coffee is very important. I've had people say, why are you always drinking coffee in your videos? And my answer is, because I'm always drinking coffee. My daughter says, it's like your thing. It's like my thing. Anyway, gonna be cutting down trees, hauling them out, bringing them over here. As I go through all this stuff, I plan to, I'll show you how I cut every joint that goes in this house. Now, I may have to cut a couple of them first. You know, I'm gonna cut one over here in the corner, and then when we build one in the other corner, I'll show you how I cut it, because by then I'll know what I'm doing. I have done some post and beam building, not a lot, but I have done some. And there's gonna be some challenges there, but I will get it done. So, post and beam house, steel outside. I'm just gonna put steel shed, like barn stuff on the outside of it. Plan for my house to look like a barn on the outside. When you walk in, I want a nice little country house. And I want it to be beautiful, and I want my wife to love it. Okay, so there we are with that. Let's talk about some of the challenges that I've had since I've moved. Let's talk about challenge number one. Challenge number one, it's over there. That's a camper. That's a nice camper. It's a 32-foot camper. If one man was living in that camper, there's plenty of room in there. My wife and I live in there, and all I can say, it's a good thing we love each other. And I do. I love my wife, and she loves me, because if that wasn't the truth, we'd kill each other. I have a wonderful wife. But that was challenge number one. I bought that thing to bring down here. I knew there was some little repairs I had to do. It was kind of interesting. It's like, oh, well, there's a little rot there in that corner right there where some water got in. We'll fix that. That won't take any time. By the time I got done fixing that thing, I'd had the entire front end of it off. I've rebuilt the bedroom that's in the front of it. And I mean, still got the original floor. I had the roof off that thing. In the back, the bathroom's got a new floor and a new ceiling, and yeah, it was a, you know, I kept the original metal on the skin. It was a pain, but that's one of those things that started taking way more time than it was supposed to. I planned 2 weeks to fix that thing, and it took almost 2 months. So that was a challenge there. Let's see. Next challenge. Oh, here's one. This is a challenge that I absolutely love. I'm gonna move and show it to you. Okay, when I had this hole dug for my house, where this lovely foundation is, a fella called me on the phone. He says, I've run into some rocks. What do you want me to do with them? I said, well, just pile them up on the hill. He says, well, they're pretty big. I said, pretty big? Well, that's okay. Just pile them up there on the hill. Now, let me show you something. This is that guy's idea of a few big rocks. There's rocks behind me that if I laid them down flat, I could park my truck on them and nothing would hang over. It's gonna be fun. Now, you have to stay tuned for a while to figure out what happens to these. I've got two possibilities. One, I watched a guy who figured out how they built the pyramids, supposedly, who's got a method for moving rocks, where theoretically I can move these rocks all by myself. We'll see about that. That's option one. Option two, which I'm pretty sure option two is going to happen with some of these rocks. Option two is we drill some holes, and then I got a friend who says, well, we can just blow them with AMFO. Now, I've never messed with AMFO. I don't know. I've got a recipe. You can find that on the internet. But get some AMFO, drill some holes, blow them apart. That might be interesting. Have to be careful with that, because I really don't want rocks to fly on top of my house. It's like you need a big enough blast to blow the rock apart and a small enough blast to leave a rock here. I don't want it in the neighbor's field. So anyway, that's going to be one of those challenges. So there's a challenge. Hey, here's the next challenge. This is my shop. Everybody says, why don't you work in your shop when the weather's like this? Well, the reason is I inherited a house full of furniture. My mother had inherited a fourth of a house full of furniture. My dad inherited a half a house full of furniture, and they had furniture when they started. So, that's my shop. It looks like that all the way back there. 16 by 36, full as it can be. So anyway, Remington Outlaw chainsaw. Don't buy one of those. Lowe's started selling those. That thing was trash out of the box. And then it got worse. Steel chainsaw. Man, them things are expensive. Buy steel. It's worth it. Now let's take a look at what we do have going for us. All right. I own those trees right there. That's not very far. Let's move around here. This is where I need a cameraman. I really do. You can see my garbage pile. It's quite the garbage pile. As we go around, if you see the woods down in there, right? I know it goes down the hill, and it really does. It goes down the hill. One of these days I got to GPS that, see just what the difference in elevation is. I'm at the highest point, and I got a feeling if I go to the lowest point, I don't know, I'm guessing I got to say 80 to 100 foot difference. But I own them trees down there, not all the way back, but I own pretty far back in there, and all the way down to the bottom down there where there's a creek. That's good. That's where I'd like to have some hogs. You can see my foundation there. There's going to be a porch on the back side there, and it's all going to look out down in that hill. I put bird feeders out for the winter. I say I did. That's a lie. I didn't do jack. My wife put bird feeders out, and my birds love it. I plan to put some pegs in there in a couple of years just to help clear that out. If you're not familiar with Floribunda roses, those things are evil. I have just, they're in the wood, they've taken over the bottom of the woods. Floribunda roses. They get itty bitty little teeny tiny flowers on them for about 1 week a year, and they're not that pretty. They do, however, have big old thorns on them. Huge, huge thorns on them. They will grab you, they will suck you in, and they will eat you. I want hogs. Hogs get down in there and clean that out. It's the only thing I know that'll do it. So, that's my gripe about the Floribunda roses. We imported those. We did. We imported those. Those are not native to this part of the world. We imported those for hedgerows. There are no hedgerows around here, but we've got Floribunda roses. Rant. Anyway, I own this. I own up the hill over there. Stop. If you see the house over there, I owned within about 40 feet of that house, and all the way back that ridge over there. Hard to see here, but pretty much over the top of those trees right there, before you get to that second set of trees over there, is what I own. It's only 7.5 acres. It's not a great big homestead, but it's my homestead. After we get the house built, we got fencing. I need a barn. I need a drying shed. I gotta build this may actually come sooner than I want it to, but it may need to be done. And that is, I need a kiln to dry wood when I'm cutting it down with my sawmill, because I plan to make a living somewhat with that. That ain't no get rich quick thing. And Lord knows that's a lot of work, but you can make pretty decent money with a sawmill if you do it right. I know a couple guys that are doing it. Let's see, what else? Let's go look at our next project. Not a current project, but chickens. It's the only livestock I got on my homestead right now. Chickens, chickens, chickens. They supply me enough eggs for me and a couple other people, and I have chickens. Okay, this is the project I am currently working on. This is going to be a roof over the top of that trailer. It needs one really bad. It really does. I want to have that done before January was over. It's the middle of February, and it still looks like this. It has to quit raining. Weather is not cooperating with my life. I can work in the cold. I wanted to cut lumber. I'm supposed to be cutting down trees, not doing this. But hopefully tomorrow's Sunday, I'm going to skip church and I'm going to do this. Work on this, see if I can't get some of this done. I would really like to have a roof over that thing. Make a lot of difference in the summertime with the heat. It'd make a difference now with the cold and trying to keep some of the snow off of it. Oh well. That's my current project. So far I post and beam this stuff together. Well, I kind of just post and beam. I've jointed this stuff together. I've got two 35-foot long posts to go the length, and then I've got rafters that are semi-cut started on. I've got short rafters back here that are cut, and well, that's where I'm at. A lot of cutting. So that's what I'm going to be working on this week. It has to quit raining. It's not supposed to rain tomorrow, which is Sunday, and then it's supposed to rain, and then rain, and then rain, and then after that there's going to be some rain. I am so sick of rain. Okay, well, that's where I'm going to end today's video. Hope it wasn't too boring. I know today was not the greatest video that I've ever made. Probably not. I'm sure it's not the best video you've watched today, but I just want to give people an idea of what it is I'm going to be doing in the near future, and let you know that I'm going to reboot this channel. Remember, my name's Mark, just some old Kentucky homesteader. And I hope that maybe you can find it interesting when I get to building stuff, particularly when I get to building the house and doing those joints. We're going to be going through each and every joint in detail for the post and beam, because that, you know, if there's anything lacking on the internet, that's it. I mean, there's diagrams and stuff like that, but there's really nobody doing it all and really showing it the way I'd like to see it. So I plan to do it and show it the way I'd like to see it. So that's one thing. But anyway, I'm just hoping that you find it interesting. And next video, I'll be doing something like work. That'll be fun. Anyway, y'all have a good day. And, you know, subscribe, ding the bell, you know, that kind of stuff. Always got to throw that in at the end, don't you?